Okay, level 2s is finding missing sides, again with these special triangles, 30, 60, 90s, and 45, 45, 90s. So we're going to do this in level 2s where you're given the middle or the longest side, and then in the 45, 45, 90 when you're given the hypotenuse, and we'll solve for the missing legs. So it's going to get a little bit harder from here on out based on what we give you, but the solving still remains the same. So just as a reminder, your triangles look like this. And if this is a 30, 60, 90, 30, 60, the side that's across from the 30 is going to be your A side. The hypotenuse is 2A, and this is A root 3. And then for your 45, 45, 90, okay, 45, 45, 90 means 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles being 45 degrees. So both of the legs are going to be A, and then A root 2 for that hypotenuse. Okay? Alright, so looking at our first one, we've got a 30 root 2, and I see I have 2 congruent sides. So because I have 2 congruent sides, that means I have 2 congruent angles, meaning I have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Okay, so if I have the hypotenuse side of the 45, 45, 90 triangle is A root 2. So I'm going to set up an equation that A root 2, that side, in this triangle equals 30 root 2. To solve for A, you would divide by root 2. So those cancel out, and so do these. So A just equals 30. So again, in the 45, 45, 90 triangle, the A sides are the legs. So I just found the legs because I found that A equals 30. So each side equals 30. Let's take a look at B. Again, I see 2 equal angles, so that means I have a 45, 45, 90. The side that's given to me is the hypotenuse, and in the 45, 45, 90 triangle, the hypotenuse is A root 2. So A root 2 equals 14 root 2. Solving for A, I'm going to divide by root 2. So A equals 14, whoops. Equals 14, so each of these sides is 14. Okay, now let's take a look at 30, 60, 90 triangles. So in my 30, 60, 90 triangle, and I know this because I see a 60-degree angle, and that last one has to be 30 in order for the triangle to add up to 180 degrees. The side that's given to me is the side that's across from the 60-degree angle, okay, or the one that's adjacent to the 30-degree angle, however you look at it. So in the picture that I drew for you, in this triangle here, okay, the side that's across from the 60-degree angle is the A root 3. So the side 4 root 3 equals A root 3. Okay, that's the ratio that it will always follow. So to solve for A, I'm going to divide by root 3. Root 3's cancel here, and they cancel here. So A equals 4. But what side really equals 4? Well, if I look at my original drawing, I have 2 sides that, so I have the A root 3 side, I just solved for that. Then I have the A side, and the A side always pairs up with the 30-degree angle that's across from it, or it's one that's adjacent to the 60-degree angle. Again, however you look at it. So here's my 30-degree angle coming down. So this side right here is the A side, so that side is going to be 4. To find the hypotenuse of the right triangle in a 30, 60, 90 is 2A. So the hypotenuse is going to be 8, multiplying 4 times 2. Let's take a look at one more example. This time in D, I'm giving you the hypotenuse. So in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, sometimes it helps to draw it in the same direction. So I've got this angle and that angle, okay? So in the 30, 60, across from the 30 is the A, the hypotenuse is 2a, and this last one is a root 3. Okay, so the side that I have is the 12. So that's the hypotenuse. So the 12 is the same thing as this hypotenuse over here. So 12 equals 2a. To solve for a, you got to divide by 2. It'll be 6 equals a. So the side that equals a is this one over here. That one's across from the 30-degree angle. So in this triangle, the one that's across from the 30-degree angle is here. So this side is 6. Now the last side is going to be the a root 3 side, and that's going to be this top here, because that one's across from the 60-degree angle. So if a is 6 and this side is a root 3, it's just going to be 6 root 3, substituting 6 for a. And that's it. You got one more example here. Finding the area of the equilateral triangle. So a couple things just to note. In an equilateral triangle, we have the angles that are all equal and the sides are all equal. Okay? So if my angles are all equal, that means this angle is 60, this angle is 60, and this whole angle here is all 60, but it got cut in half by drawing in that height, so each side is 30. So in order to find the area of the triangle, I first need to know the base, and then I need to know the height. Well, you should know the base already because the base is a side of the triangle, and you're given that one side is 18. So this is going to be 18 inches. Then another thing to note, I think we talked about this with isosceles triangles, is that when you draw on the height of the isosceles triangle, each of this, the base gets cut exactly in two. Same thing with an equilateral triangle. So each of these sides are going to be 9. So what you may or may not see is you've got this triangle here. That's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and if you're trying to find the height, you can use the 30, 60, 90 to help you do that. Sometimes it helps if you redraw it outside of the box. So you got 60, 30, this is 9, and this is really what I'm trying to find. I want the height. So in a normal 30, 60, 90 triangle, just a reminder, across from the 30 is the a, the hypotenuse is 2a, and then the last side is a root 3. So it looks like here, I'm trying to find, since the 60 is down here and 60 down here, I'm trying to find that a root 3 side. Well, what side do I know? Looks like I know the side across from the 30, that's the a side. So 9 equals a, and if I'm trying to find the a root 3 side, just substitute 9 in for a. So this side equals 9 root 3. Okay, so I haven't answered the question quite yet, but we're almost there. We know that the base of the triangle is 18, and we just found the height to be 9 root 3. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. Now remember, I'm going to throw in a couple skills for you in here. Remember when you're multiplying with roots, you can multiply all the numbers together and then just tack on the root in the end. Or if you have 2 roots, you do multiply the numbers underneath the root. In this case, we only have 1 root. So we're going to multiply 1/2 times 18 times 9, and that's going to give us 81. And then we're just going to keep the root 3 there. So to be proper, we include the units. Okay. And those are level 2s.